when I plant trees like this in these sorts of ceremonial plantings, I would say this tree symbolizes a lot of work and a lot of clever science. It took 30 years of genetic breeding to produce this tree, and it's symbolic of a lot of dedicated people understanding genetics and putting a lot of effort into breeding the right trees and making the right crosses and knowing which trees to cut out of the program. And we cut out a lot of trees. You know, we like to say we plant trees to kill them. We plant these trees, we give them the blight, we look at which ones aren't doing well and we cut them out. So this tree symbolizes a lot of work, but what it also symbolizes is the partnerships. You know, the partnership between TACF and organizations like you guys, your town, working with us to do this planting. This is crucial to restore the species. If we're going to restore a timber species like the American chestnut, it's only going to happen because people care and because people understand what we're doing and because people join, because people make this happen. You know, we're a small nonprofit. We only exist because of the Carolinas chapter and all the other chapters and because of all the wonderful volunteers. So if you guys want to get involved, we'd sure love to have you. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. We might have a tree that's going to withstand the blight, but in order to restore 4 billion trees to the forest, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of genetic breeding, a lot of planting trees, a lot of reaching out to communities and doing more plantings like this to educate people. So we'd love to have you guys on board if you're interested.
We like to see young folks, children, parents bringing them out and getting them involved, because it's going to be maybe 2, 3 generations further on where they see these trees 5, 6 feet in diameter and producing bushels of nuts per tree.
Yeah, make your kids join.
Well, I've got 3 grandkids out in Portland, Oregon, and the oldest one, she wasn't 6 months old before I had her under chestnut.
Thank you. There it is. There's your first tree. Before we go plant the other trees, if you guys have any questions that you can answer in front of the group, ask them now or follow us around from tree to tree. Yeah.
So if you plant a tree by your property, would it be more beneficial to do more than one planting?
Yeah, you need 2 trees to pollinate, right, you know, to produce nuts. So if you were, let's say you became an annual sponsor and you made a donation, you got a bunch of seeds, you know, you'll start them in containers like this, and then in the spring you'll plant them out, give them some room, give them some sun, plant them in good soil, avoid clays, but yeah, plant more than one, plant a bunch.
I know more than, I meant more than, like, should you do 4 because there'll be some attrition?
Yeah, plant every tree you get. Yeah.
Involve your neighbors too.
Sure.
These trees can pollinate each other from some distance, so have them plant trees.
Yeah, plant them all over your town if you want.
As far as locations, you know, here you're kind of rich bottomland here.
Yeah.
Is this a premier? Is this an excellent soil, or you know, what elevations and what type of locations are you planting them? Is this primo here, or? It
turns out this looks pretty primo. Yeah. This soil is really silty. It's silty, loamy. It's rich, but it's not clayey, so it won't hold a lot of water. American chestnuts don't like wet feet. So wet, clayey bottom sites are typically not good. This is a tree that dominated the mountains, forests up on hilly slopes. Some of our best plantings are on slopes that you couldn't believe people got up there and planted the trees. And it was all volunteers. I had volunteers come up and I was like, climb up that hill and plant trees. And they're like, are you kidding me? Thank goodness for all the slash, because whenever people fell and rolled down the hill, they'd get hung up and slash. They didn't roll to the bottom. But those are the sites where American chestnut does the best. Nice, steep slope, forested soils, but with good sunlight.
Now, when we get the tree with the root rot and the blight resistance going, the American chestnut did survive in the Piedmont area. I live in Charlotte, and an example is there's a log cabin that was built near Rock Hill, South Carolina, just south of Charlotte. of wood that was harvested right there in that area in the 1780s. Billy Graham's grandfather lived in it for a while. But those trees were wiped out by root rot, usually by the mid-1800s.
That tree, can I help you put the dirt on?
Yeah. You want to go plant that tree? Did you see what I did?
Yeah, I saw you, like you were taking the soil off.
The roots to grow, but it does have a good taproot, and it likes to grow down deep.
If you guys want to walk over here, we're going to plant the next tree.
Right.
Yeah. This is